Hi folks, I've come up to the Cavendish Forestry to do an overnight drop rig. The weather conditions, you might be able to hear that, are not ideal at the moment, and sundown is not for another 3.5 hours. So you have a look at the trees up here now. You can see it all blowing. The wind is at about 35 miles an hour, which is way too strong for our recording of bird sounds. But by sundown, 3.5 hours time, it should have dropped to about 15 miles an hour. And from there, overnight, it'll be dropping to around 8 miles an hour at dawn. And the forecast suggests that there's only a 35% chance of rain. And as it's April, and we need to get as many recordings as we can of bird sounds to get their movement patterns, because this is the big changeover month. Winter birds are leaving and the summer nesters are coming. So it's migrant season, and we're trying to get a picture in April of when certain birds leave and when certain birds arrive. So I don't know what's going to happen here tonight. It might work, it might not. The weather forecast lately has been much worse than the forecast. So this recording overnight tonight might not work. You might get some really good wind ambiances and rain ambiances, but for bird sounds it'll be pretty limited if it's too windy and it rains too much. So recently, before today, it's been 50-mile-an-hour winds, torrential rain, but I do live up in the mountains, and down on the coast it's been as the forecast has said, which wasn't 50-mile-an-hour winds and it wasn't torrential rain. But up here it has been. But we're going to see how we get on. So I've set up the drop rig here. I've come to a slightly different place. I've put the drop rig right there on a tree, one on that side, one on that side. And down here, F3's recording, power bank is 100%. I'm going to pack that up now and I'll see you back here in the morning. Hi folks, so here we are the next day, and it's been absolutely stunning up to this point, and now it's starting to cloud over, and that's just what the forecast said it would do. However, last night into dawn this morning, the weather was absolutely amazing. There was no wind, really still. And this morning the wind has picked up here, and there are supposed to be showers coming in very soon. So today we're going to collect the drop rig via a different point. I've put it in a slightly different location. I've put it basically in the trees in there, but I want it close to all the reeds and the marshland out here as well. That's because a lot of the migrating birds are probably warblers, and they're going to be nesting in this type of environment. So we need to get across a bog to get into the woods to get the drop rig. I'll watch sure we don't go up to our waist. No, all good. I think these are my footsteps from last night. So let's follow them in. Here we go. Let's have a look. Right, let's try and find the drop rig. think I may have come over a little bit too far here. Little stream there. Okay, it's here somewhere. Gotta try and find it. Let's go back in that way. I know it's near an upturned tree. Ah, right. I think it's well around this corner here. So let's watch out here. There's a big bit of really deep sinky mud there. You can see it, so let's stay up on here. This is what we're looking for. So this great big, there's a load of trees that have come over in the wind just there, and it's pulled all the ground up. So our drop rig is just on the other side of this. Right, let's see if we can get there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go out and go around. It'll be a lot easier because I think because the top has been pulled up, this is going to be really, really sinky. I'm just going to end up right up to my waist or up to my chest in mud, and I don't want that. So let's go back around. So I've taken a wrong turn in really, further around there, but we'll get there. We know where we are, kind of. Oh, it's getting quite sinky there. Let's keep going. There's all those upturned trees right there. Let's keep going. All right, okay. Then through here, nice opening, and I can see the Clippies right from here. Although they do look a bit like a lichen on the branches, so that's kind of a good thing, really. You can mistake them for lichen. See little patches of lichen up here, on there, on there. And if we come closer to the Clippies, see these patches there, there, there on the branches. Look at the Clippies. Let's go towards them. From a distance, these kind of look a bit like lichen. So we know the drop rig's still here. This was the setup. Just like this, the bag hanging, 2 Clippies on either side. I didn't even try to hide it because I doubt you'd get many people in here. Okay, so let's see if it's still running. That's the first thing. Power bank's on 70%. I'm running a bit late today, about 2 hours later than I should be, so that's absolutely fine, because normally it's around 74, 75. Cord is still going, excellent. So the birds are really sounding off this morning as I was walking in here, and because it was nice and clear and with no wind last night at dusk, and the same again this morning at dawn, hopefully we'll get a really good recording. Now when I was walking I could hear the pigeons and the woodpeckers like we heard before, and there's some crows over the back here. They sound like chicks, so we may get some other sounds with those. I'm quite looking forward to listening to this. I'll do the same as I usually do. I'll put the hour before and after dusk and dawn in the Cavendish playlist, and if there's any interesting snippets I will leave them at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.